Hello, hang on. There you go, that's better. Hello, welcome back, everyone, to another stream. Just getting myself sorted, hang on. And obviously, it is Monday, so we have my good friend Justin on. How are you doing, mate?
All right, yeah.
I'm very well, thanks. Had a nice weekend.
Good.
It's swell. It was swell. How was yours?
Super swell. It was yes, bit of it was the mother-in-law's birthday, so
okay.
out for dinner and soiree around my house afterwards. Yes, but apart from that, not much going on, Dave. Just chilling.
Well, that sounds absolutely lovely. What a nice way to spend your weekend. Do make sure you all drop a like on the stream. Oh, we've got a nice amount of viewers in. We've got 31 people on YouTube. We've got Florin. You was waiting very early, wasn't you? You was in here at quarter. You was 45 minutes early. We've got Hugo. Yeah, we've got Hugo. How are you doing, mate? Not seen you in a while. We got Luca. Give us a gem, bro. Give us a gem. I think you're on the wrong channel. Sailor has bought yet again. Now he owns 500,000 Bitcoin. So, yeah, I mean, I guess his next target is 600,000 Bitcoin or 550. Good afternoon to you, Wizzo. How we doing, my friend? Hola, whatever Justin says, I disagree with 10 cents price difference, up or down.
he literally just tries to front run me all the time. That's what he's
does he? So if you're going short, he front runs you by 10 cents. If he's going long, he buys 10 cents before. Coffee, how we doing, my man? Great to see you. Hope you had a nice weekend. Loki, good afternoon to you, sir. I imagine you're probably still holding on to your long, nice and strong. Justin said XRP was going to $10. Oh, is this true?
No, that's the market cap I said it was going to.
Why you cover your face, bro? Because I am promoting myself to quite a lot of people. Obviously, TMG owns Stonksy, but in terms of content and stuff, I'm the face of Stonksy. And the crypto industry can be a very nasty, weird place sometimes. And I don't want to get any weird people trying to hunt me down and find out where I live and stuff like that. So if you wanted an answer, that is the answer. Yeah, so there we go.
Whereas I don't care.
Yeah, you don't care, yeah. Well, you're all right, mate, haven't you? You're all right. You've got about 30-foot walls probably surrounding you, so you're okay. Florence says, I'm poor, I need money. Well, we could all do with some more money, can't we? How about XRP? Well, apparently, coming from Wiz, Justin said it's going to $10, so don't shoot the messenger.
$10 market cap.
Tell us about HOT. Is it going to deliver this year and send? Someone asked me to look at HOT last week. I don't know if it was you, Luca, or someone else. Someone asked me to look at HOT. I believe it was the coin that was down, retesting high time frame support, I think. We'll have a look at it. Hey up, Crypto J. Do make sure you all drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you're new. I heard that some girls are trying to find out where you live, Dave. Mate, if it's coming from crypto, it's definitely a bunch of men pretending to be girls. So
which is also fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Auction. Oh yeah, auction. We'll have to cover that, won't we? And what about Sol? What about it? You tell me. It's up. Where is it? Up 7.5%. So yeah, all in all, not too bad. I do personally believe that we're going to see a sell-off on Bitcoin throughout today. What do you think, mate? What's your initial?
I am very much of the opinion that we are bullish at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lovely trend line that the market makers have been able to manufacture that we are retesting currently.
Yeah.
So bullish vibes, I would say, on the daily. We have gained obviously some key levels.
Yeah.
I'll check my charts up in a minute. We've gained some key levels. We've gained the 200 moving average as well on the daily. We've also gained the 200 moving average this morning on the 4 hour.
Yeah.
I believe that the level of 86,636 needs to hold on the 4 hour close.
Yeah.
If we do that, then we continue up, in my opinion. So I am not changing anything. I'm keeping it as it is.
Yeah. Well, I did. I shorted 87,400, so that's still open. And I'm just going to let it stop me out or go to take profit. And we'll
I'm in the long, Dave.
Oh, are you?
Counter trade.
No, you can't. Where are you in a long from?
I am long. Bear with me 2 seconds. From 83,651.
Oh, you're all right then. You're all the way down here. I'm only meaning a short-term pullback.
Yeah.
I'm just meaning a short-term pullback. I think probably this week maybe we come into 89s. I don't know. And then obviously we'd probably be looking upwards then. But I'm thinking. Well, I mean, it either stops me out or comes down to take profit. But I'm thinking probably just short-term. Flush out some late longs. Obviously, I don't think we do have a CME gap, but I don't think we're going to come down and fill that, to be honest, until maybe later on. Maybe sometime in April, maybe. Seems like a bit of a trap or something, maybe. I don't know. Depends if we keep ranging on where we are. Maybe we go up first and then come down and fill it later. But I don't think we're going to come and fill that today.
There's some volume around about 85,000 that probably could get retested. So I wouldn't discount that at all.
Let me so we'll see what happens, I suppose. Up, down, wherever. I mean, SPX has been climbing, obviously, in futures, climbing very nicely up to 5738. So where did we close? I don't know where we closed on Friday. Where did we close on Friday? So would have closed around 5668, something like that.
Yeah.
Something. Oh wait, it's right there, the weekly open there. So it would have closed 5670 maybe. So it looks like it's going to gap up into the open today. And I was looking at this zone for a potential maybe fall off. So don't know whether that spurs one last Bitcoin push up maybe into 89s or something. And then maybe
was this on the SPX though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So SPX. Shall I chuck my charts up? That'd be easy.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Let's get it up.
Sure, man.
Let's get it going. I'll remove mine. Let's get it going. Let's see who got the gold sniper in. How are we doing, my friend? Lee Scully. Afternoon, Dave. I'm long TRX, but it keeps going down. TRX is one of them coins which, I mean, obviously in terms of like wider high time frame trends, it's correlated to the market, but it tends to do its own thing, lower time frame. So, it's not really. Yeah, it's not really pulled back much since December. It's kind of just done it, obviously, because most of the supply is controlled by Justin Sun & Co. So it tends to kind of just do its own thing. But, I mean, if the trend continues, it will start moving, I imagine. But it's got some decent daily support from, I remember when I last time looked at it. So I don't know where you're long from. But it was testing some good daily support. I think it was last week or maybe it was the week before. I'm sorry, Luca, but I am not Martini. I do Martini. Yes, I am not TMG. I'm sorry. I know I've probably just ruined your day. I've broken your heart. But I'm not Martini. I am Dave. I run the Stonksy channel. Martini is the owner of Stonksy. But yeah, I do apologise. I don't mean to ruin your day, but yeah, I am not TMG, mate. But we could have a look at some of them for sure. I'll keep them in my mind for when we start running through, obviously, altcoins from the chat. But yeah, go on, mate. So what we're looking at SPX currently.
SPX, yeah. So we've We tested some fair value gaps over here on the weekly and the daily, so it had a really nice reaction from there. So I think from here, if we can close above here, then we probably start running the highs again. So it's pretty straightforward to me. The SPX, it seems to be. What does the futures chart look like? It looks like we've gained on the future side of it. So start filling in some of the gaps on the actual SPX as we start riding up. So we did open the day though with a slight gap, which is this smaller box here. So we still might see a pullback. But we've regained, or we're in the process of regaining this box here. Yeah. So I think once we've got that, then you can see clearly its support. So if we can close the daily above here and build a little base, then I think we'll probably start running up towards the highs again.
Yeah.
So hopefully, brighter times ahead. So that looks pretty good on the SPX. I would say total is our weekly update. As we've said, this potentially the bottom's in. We've held this level here quite nicely. Yeah. Quite clearly, this is the level to gain here. I don't think we possibly do that first time. So we might get a rejection and retest within here somewhere. But I think if we hold this level on the weekly, then eventually we'll probably break out. So I think that looks all right, personally. I don't think that looks too grim at all.
It does. It looks good.
Bullish pants on. Don't obviously discount a further liquidation, but I wouldn't be. Obviously, TMG is a little bit bearish at the moment. I don't see any cause for too much concern. The FUD that's coming up with the tariffs next month, I think that's all going to start going away. My general thought for that stuff is they're going out swinging hard and they just want parity. That's all they want. I don't think they're going to blow everything up intentionally and just go on this massive narcissist tirade to kind of make America overtake everyone. I think it's just scare the absolute living daylights out of these countries, and then you'll get some kind of recorrelation of equal tariffs. Yeah. So total good. We like that. I'm fairly happy. Obviously, if we break out, we're going to need to break out of here with some volume because you've got some resistance that kind of sits in here. But I don't think we get there yet. I think we may even push here, form a base, liquidate, then jump like that. Possibly. That's probably the more probable one at the moment. If we get above this level, that's we kind of need to be in this range, like there. Is where I would say would be the optimum kind of area to get into. What other useful information I've got? Bitcoin dominance, another macro marker, kind of compressing in this zone nicely. Whether we completely take out this wick here or not, but I'm expecting in a not too distant future to break out of this range up, and then we want to see not just a distribute down. We want to see up and nuke. So that will hopefully come. So I'm fairly happy with where that is at the moment. We definitely need this to drop 10% plus for us to get any kind of consistent movement on the altcoins. So not quite ready yet. but not looking too bad, I would say.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad overall, does it? I mean,
No.
everything's starting to kind of warm up now. I mean, dare you even say ETH might be starting to warm up if it regains?
Well, so this is the ETH Bitcoin chart. So I still think we're going to get some compression in this area here, this box.
Yeah.
Probably then get a liquidation and then break out. But it's not bullish yet. There is nothing here that says we're breaking out and going up. So
no.
At this juncture, that's fine. I'm not even going to. I've stopped even looking at the other total charts. I don't really care at this stage. I think it's.
I mean, something like that as well. If Bitcoin obviously is going to get that last push up as well, that's going to get one last nuke down from Bitcoin dominance having another spike. So, maybe it comes below and obviously, just has another maybe big fat lower wick candle like we had there. So obviously whenever Bitcoin gets that last push up, we'll probably see liquidation on ETH Bitcoin, like maybe the actual one, not a fake one, maybe the actual high time frame bottom formed, and then potentially we start climbing up then.
I don't think that looks too grim. I've not even looked at ETH. Shall I do Bitcoin first?
Yeah, let's do Bitcoin, yeah.
So let me we can do this chart. So I do think at this moment in time, obviously this level here, this like yearly open is going to be, we're not going to break past that level at the first attempt, I would say. Mm-hmm. So I anticipate a rejection off of there. But this looks like we're going to probably continue on up. This will obviously be our new base at this point. Then stay above. It's a bit clearer. There's a little channel on. So on the daily, effectively, we're going to want to stay like here, kind of thing, as the base. So we're now above March open, so that's good. This area here, if we can kind of gain some support off of up that level, that needs to be a bit darker, doesn't it? Let's do that. Oh, what I've just done there. It's too bright, not bright enough. Gosh, yeah. So if we can gain above this here today, we may not do that yet, but we can clearly see we've gained the daily moving average and retested it this morning. So that's cool. That's good. So 4 hour wise, I think we've just gained it. Yeah, this morning we gained it. So overside retest that there. So I would say if we're looking for a retest down here, I'd look at this candle as a potential retest to hold. If it comes all the way back down, obviously we don't really want to be closing 4 hours past this now that we've gained it. We want to continue the volume up. Yeah. But I think it looks all right, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're in a short like you are, Dave, I don't know where you're targeting, but probably the bottom of them candles. Somewhere between there and that high there.
Yeah,
this kind of zone.
Yeah, I mean, the monthly open is pretty much, alongside one or two other levels, the monthly open is really the only level I've been watching because, you can see, can't you, for the whole time of March, it's been the clear pivot point from where prices mostly, found resistance and just completely just been hammered back down the whole time. So, I mean, if we get a retest of that would be, huge risk reward to buy there.
Well, this was quite an easy long for. I've not really been trading perps on crypto, as you know, but this was a pretty easy long to get in on. And I plan to ride this puppy up all the way up to the 90s. For a nice little, what's that, 14 RR if it goes to my 91.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Yeah, it was good. It was a good base form there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. I know people like certain indicators and stuff like that, but just basic market structure here, it's just follow the trend. If you can't see that the trend's going that way, then trading might not be for you. But I did notice that this bit of nobbing around by the market makers, nice little trend line coming off there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
you're going to probably get some people shorting here, and we will get a little pullback. But I have it as this. I didn't even realise that was where the 200 moving average was for the daily. But that's where I would be targeting as a maximum that will go down. Yeah,
it would be short term, wouldn't it? I expect.
But the thing is, it's this candle for me. That's the interruption that we'll probably retest, if anything. But at the same time, if we stay above this purple box, if this holds, then we might break out. But I can see. I can see that we might get some like that, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree with the potential short from here, but it's a small move. I don't think it's going to be a big move. No, and it is. I don't think it's gonna. It's not anything that's going to break the trend as well. It's going to be hopefully not anyway.
An opportunity to get long if you're not. Which I mean, if it comes into it, I probably would flip long. Again, I did long. I longed close to where you got in, but then I closed it. So
I got in this on Friday, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. I think I was in. I think it was on stream on Friday. I think I opened it. I can't remember. But
great minds think
solid. I mean, you can't really get better than that, can you? You're completely risk free at that point, and the reward. You're already halfway there, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you're currently at about 7R currently. I was at 14.
Like
it looks about halfway, doesn't it?
It's I just decided to I had a little bit of money in one Mexi account, and I was like, do you know what?
Fire it.
I'm going to do it just for playing around. I'm going to have a little play around with Bitcoin again.
Yeah, so, I'm loving trading Bitcoin at the moment.
That's because you're a Bitcoin legend, Dave.
I've been really, really liking it. Oh, Lee's saying we've got 46 watching and only 7 likes. That's a poor showing, that, guys. Come on, let's get that up to at least 30.
No one likes me, Dave. That's what it is.
I know. Yeah. But I mean, it's got and the thing is as well, for anyone that maybe likes trading into key levels, if we do carry on pushing up, that is going to be a key pivot point. If we slam into 91, 92k, your risk reward for a short there is easy. You short it, and then if we reclaim the range, you flip long.
Well, the thing is, we've not, apart from this move up here, we've not had any compression between 91 and 92 at all, or no consolidation.
Mm-hmm.
You can see with the wicks, it's a high liquidity area.
Mm-hmm.
So it's from here all the way through here. So this is, it's either we're going to blast through, come back down, and then you consolidate in it,
mm-hmm.
or it's going to hit that area and then it will come down pretty hard.
Yeah.
But that is a key zone. I've had that on my chart since December, I think it was, since this, probably, early December. This zone. Very, very, very. I don't need heat maps. I don't need indicators. I don't need order books or anything. You can see where the liquidity is just by the bodies and the candle closes. Very, very,
Yeah.
very simple to see. So that looks all right. What about ETH? Oh, ETH looks nice. Yeah, ETH doesn't change.
Yeah, so personally, I'm watching the $2,100 level for the high time frame pivot.
Yeah, it's very, very clear. Again, you've got this. You can see between these candles here, and again where all the wicks are. This area here, this box has got to. We've got to form the base in that area.
Yeah.
So again, I wouldn't be surprised that we might break out with a bit of volume, consolidate here, liquidate, and then probably run up. But if that doesn't hold, if we can't get above this area, 2,100, I would say this week, then it's probably going to nuke. We've lost the trend line. If you're a trend line person, don't believe in trend line. But all of these candles haven't been tested, and you can see again where the liquidity is. So I would say if it came down, and I have got a little challenge that's going on with some other fine traders, that I'm looking at basically the just below this monthly fair value candle here. If it comes down, it will wick into there, and then it will take off like a scalded can.
Yeah. I mean, for that to happen as well, maybe someone's sitting there watching there thinking, well, how could that happen? We'd more than likely have to have another pullback on Bitcoin, wouldn't we, to catalyze? So what would that be? Yeah. So from about 2,000 down to 1,300 is just about 35% drop, something like that.
40% drop.
Okay, even bigger. So maybe that would line up with Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's at like mid-60s kind of thing.
Yeah. Which by the time it gets there, actually, because I was looking at it yesterday on stream, might actually come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average then, because that is slowly making its way up into that range now that we consolidated in.
Let me drag up another chart that I've done. There's a nice clean chart. Is this a clean chart? Maybe a clean chart. Right, here we go.
Nice clean chart.
Nice clean chart. So if you look at the lovely Bitcoin, so if you go to the range lows here, say this is the base. We've had obviously the liquidation, run up, breakout. We've had a retest, but we've never retested the breakout point. Run up, didn't retest the breakout point. This is the only case where we've liquidated below, but obviously this is the same range here, but it's never tested that hammer candle. Run up from the breakout, never retested. Run up, never retested the breakout point. So all of these people that keep going, oh my God, it's doom and gloom, we're either we're gonna retest this kind of area. There is no way, in my opinion anyway, humble opinion, that we're gonna give people this easy 71 to 73k easy entry. No way. Yeah. So either this is the bottom and all the people that have been selling are going to miss, or this is going to go absolutely like this, and nuke everyone. But again, are you going to give everyone? And this would have to be like within like an hour kind of thing, because you can't give people the option to buy that low. The market makers and the exchanges just will not allow it to happen. So my personal view, bottoms in from here. If this nukes, if this comes down, it's too easy to give people that entry, in my opinion. And it would also be breaking what's happened before. I know this would complete the market structure to go here and then go up, but that would break the pattern all the way up. And when I say pattern, I don't mean the pattern of bull flags and all that kind of crap. I mean actually like proper patterns of not retesting the breakouts. So I can't. That's just my view anyway. Don't know what you think, Dave.
Yeah, and also, in terms of retesting that, you would probably get something pretty easily on that on like the S&P or gold or something. But this is Bitcoin. It's not one of them assets. It doesn't trade like them assets yet. It's still irrational in what it does.
Yeah.
And obviously, like you say, heavily controlled where they're not going to give people the perfect entry and stuff like that. It's just a case of what it is. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I just don't see. I don't know what. Obviously, if you go back to previous bull markets and whatnot, do they give you the opportunity to have nice trades? I can't see it happening. It will just go, and once it starts going, it's not going to go right. I'm going to pull back to obvious like price points and go right. It's going to be on this fib level or this breakout point or whatnot. It's going to be chug, compress, go, and there will be leverage flushes. And then one day you might just go right. We're going to knock about here, break out, and then go bang and kind of get rid of the leverage out of the market. I just don't see why they would just give people an absolute layup for the most part. But maybe that's because
it would make sense.
Maybe that's because I'm too nasty, and that's what I would do.
I mean, it would make sense. I don't. I'm still like torn between, whether we do just go and reclaim the range or maybe we have an extended period consolidating again. I still don't know. But you just have to adapt, don't you? Like we said before, it's pretty easy. If we slam up into that previous range low, you've got your risk reward to short it. If we reclaim, you obviously flip long, and then you play and then it's just range play again.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin is just it's so easy to look at and know. Obviously, your altcoins are more different because you got to try and account for what Bitcoin's going to do, then obviously what they're going to do on their own.
Yeah, you've got that added variable, haven't you?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, in terms of something to trade, Bitcoin, I think it's been great recently. And I think we'll definitely get a key high time frame move at some point, whether that's, like I said, we slam into resistance and then it stays resistance or we reclaim.
But the thing is, what makes sense is obviously this level on the weekly, that annual open. First go, are we going to get it? Probably not. It's probably going to take an attempt or two to break through there. Let's go back to my other chart. Yeah, it's probably going to take an attempt or two to get through. So I would, at some stage, I do not believe it's going to be a wise decision to be shorting this market because at some point they're going to take one side of the trade away, and people are going to start. You only have to look at the way gold moves. It gets to key levels, makes an all-time high, and people keep trying to short it, and it just keeps chugging away. And it will be the same on crypto, and people that have been killed on perps trading or spot crypto have obviously been hurt in general for longs. They're going to get the shorts as well at some point.
It's just it's the natural emotion of the market, isn't it?
100%.
That's just the way it is. People, for every winner there's a loser, and obviously at some point, there'll probably be a lot of people that are flipping, and then now, after maybe maybe being on, the bullish side for so long, they refuse to flip, say we reclaim the range, maybe refuse to flip back bullish and then maybe carry on, maybe trying to short it. But I mean, if you just look at it from a trading point of view, you don't need to be bullish or bearish. You just look at what levels it's going to maybe reclaim or bounce or reject from, and then that's all you need.
It's. I mean, look at some of these, like these where the dailies are closing. It's pretty easy, but you have to be a bit of a moron to not be able to realise where support is and where resistance is. And at the moment, right, where would you buy? You'd buy on the daily close. You would make sure your stop loss would be here on the daily, and then until this range is closed here, you can probably the short's harder, I would say, because of these candles here. But just looking at the price construction of this looks like, unless we get a volume push into here, and I don't think we're going to get it, I think we're going to be in this kind of upward channel until we get to this point.
Yeah.
Then we're going to probably have a volume push, which then pushes it down. And as long as we hold on this range here, we'll have another go, maybe one further liquidation, and then you pop out. But this is where volume, like actual trading volume, is where you need to be keeping an eye on, rather than volume, the price point volume profiles. So it's day or when the volume's coming into the market rather than a price point. But that's what I would guess at the moment. But your short must be in okay profits by now, Dave.
It is, so I got, my entry was 87409. So, yeah, just going to keep riding that. We'll see what happens on US Open.
Yeah.
And then we'll see if we get that deep flush. And then, potentially maybe looking for an area to get long.
The thing is, today we've got a tiny bit of news in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But there's not a huge amount in general this week.
So yeah, I think the way it's grinded up as well is that classic in it. Like we had it, I think we had it last time we was grinding up, didn't we? I think you can see it. Yeah, so you'd have to scale in on the hourly, I think. But we had it where we was grinding up from from the left, I think. Yeah, there wasn't it. So it's the last time we grinded up higher. So from that like sort of 81.3k region where we ground up last time. Yeah, so then obviously we ground up, and then we had that hourly candle, didn't we, or whatever it was, where it completely just flushed out like half the move.
Yeah.
And then obviously carried on up. When you get this sort of kind of staircase up, you won't get it, you won't get a full retrace, but you'll just get that flush, especially when you get these candles where they're just grinding up and they're not really sweeping, the previous one, and liquidity is just building up, and then just bang, sweep, and then bounce.
But this is for people paying attention. Just we've got this market structure. Oops. So until that breaks and you start closing below this level, we're still bullish. So all you need to do is just keep an eye on this market structure. Yes, we might have a deeper retracement at some point, but we don't want to see high time frame candles like your dailies and your 4-hour closing below here, I would say. If we get a leverage flush, fine. But if we stay bullish market structure wise, there's not many. I think most of the structure has been retested to the downside, so there's a couple of open bits. So the grind up is actually a good thing, but I'm still of the opinion if it comes down, it's possibly into here. So for those that are looking, 85,300 to 85,500 is probably the zone on the lower time frame you need to watch.
Yeah. So getting that, everyone. Let's see. I'll just catch up on some comments. See if we got. We've got some people saying they liked it. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream. We've got 50 people watching, so I hope we're towards 30, 40 likes by now. If not, do make sure you go and drop a big thumbs up on the video. We've got C13 saying it hurt to buy down there, but those buys are the best. Well, yeah, it's the typical saying in it. You know, you buy blood, or you buy fear, whatever you want to say about it. We've got TMG in the chat. Everyone expecting Instamoon. Get that mask on, Dave. The mask is on. I've kind of just accepted that this is as much as I can think without getting too hot and sweaty under it. So I think, I mean, if anyone could find me based on that, then you're probably in the wrong line of work and you should be a private detective or something. Also, I'm not that interesting of a person, so I don't know why you'd want to come and find me. Yongsi says, hi, hope everyone doing. Hello, Yongsi, how are we doing, my friend? Team G7, prepare. Everyone keen to FOMO win the CME. Yeah, there is a CME gap down towards, I think it's 83 something, or 84 something. I think it's 84,300 or so. I can't remember. There's a gap between 84 and 85 is where it is.
Hold on. Let's have a quick look.
We've got Yongsi saying he's short on Bitcoin and Sol. And we got big ads. I think we do have a pullback at some point before further upwards. If most of the big players on the S&P are up pre-market, it is not a key sign. We probably don't pump it open. The S&P will open green. Yeah, it will open green. Or the pump over the weekend. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see what will happen. I mean, it would maybe make sense to come down and clear, obviously clear the backlog.
84,175.
Yeah. And, clear, it's typical saying it, clear late longers. Obviously you've got people that are long, from 83, 84k, but then you've also got now people maybe who are late to the party trying to long here. They're the people you want to clear out. You want to clear out them positions and stuff and grab the liquidity. And then,
but at the same time, you also there's the grabbing the liquidity now, but you also want to be continuing to bait the longs and build. If we're going to break out of this range at some point, you want as much liquidity building like down here as possible. So when you do fail here and you tap into the demand, that might give you the energy. If you just keep sweeping it and not allowing it to build up, then the longer we're going to get stuck in the range for. So you do want the liquidity to build at the same time rather than just keep flushing it.
Wiz says just want the casino back. Did anyone see that routine coin? That routine coin made a couple of people on my timeline quite a lot of money. That routine coin over the weekend. I don't trade in the trenches anymore. But yeah, that routine coin looked like it was a good one. What would happen if war breaks out? Sorry, and imagine you mean in a new war. We would have a market sell-off initially, and then we would probably recover. I'm
not.
Typical shock, the shock and uncertainty of the markets pushes them down.
The thing is with war, any war that's going on at the moment, whether that's Israel, whether that's Ukraine, Russia, it's priced into the model. So
yeah.
It's not going to be shock and awe. People are not going to really give it. Yes, you'll have a slight bit of uncertainty, but it's not coming out of left field. If China suddenly go and invade Taiwan, maybe. I can't see that necessarily happening at this juncture. So I think if you'll see a much bigger reaction, even like if you look at the SPX, the sell-off it was derived from some narratives coming out of the States, but it also served a very good purpose for people that have been backing the S&P and the NASDAQ and stuff to take profits. So it's all part of the cycle.
Yeah.
So what else have people said about? So XRP, what do I think of it? I'm not going to say what I actually think of XRP, but to me, if you're looking to trade XRP, pretty easy right now that if we are holding 2.1-ish on the weekly close, then it's going to remain bullish, and I would say probably gaining above $2.95 on the weekly close is probably your level to gain. So at the moment, long from somewhere in here, short from somewhere in there. That's the beauty of high time frame ranges. Just mark them out. They're really easy to show or to find. Just trade what you see. It's a very clear range that we're in.
Yeah.
What other ones do we have? Auction.
I mean, I fancy, to be fair, I fancy XRP for another leg up at some point.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, it's proven that it doesn't want to break down. You know, even through the Bitcoin drops and stuff like that. Unless again, like we covered before, we got a mega nuke on Bitcoin into mid 60s or whatever. Then obviously, that the pressure on it would force it probably to break that range low that it's currently formed. But I mean, I think, a push to $4 just seems logical, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say you're probably your first target would be somewhere here. So it's like $3.40 to $3.80. Sorry, wrong area. This area here. And I'm not a fib guy, but when you're all-time highs, it's the only way you can really project. So yeah, anywhere from $3.80 up to $4.40 is probably the next leg. Yeah. But we still might have another kind of leg or two to go. So, or this internal leg to go. So I wouldn't get too excited about that just yet. Might be wrong. What else?
Auction. We've got to cover auction, haven't we?
Auction. So we talked about auction last week, which was quite fun in itself.
Yeah, I mean, that thing has literally been through a bull market and a bear market in the space of about 5-6 weeks, something like that.
The good thing,
pretty incredible.
Dave, I cashed out of my position on this for the most part. So I was buying. So as a chart goes, really nice accumulation, nice expansion, distribution, and then it dipped back into the demand and then took off like a sporty cat. Now, again, marking out levels and stuff like that. So I had, I basically had a 10x on my spot position, and sold the vast majority of my position at the weekend. I didn't cause the big sell-off. That wasn't me, but I did.
You opened the short and then dumped it at market.
I wish I had that much power and influence. Someone did mention this morning that it was surmising this was driven by Korea that pumped it.
Was it another one that got listed on Upbit? No,
I don't know what it got listed on, but someone said it hit 100,000 Korean ding dongs or whatever it is, and literally on the nose, and then done in the bounce turn. But again, we didn't close the weekly here, and it was so I closed mine at 10x. I think I took out 75% position. I wasn't expecting it this early on, but I took the profits at resistance, and it proved to be a smart decision. Yeah,
I mean, literally, it went through a bull market, and it's been through nearly a bear market in the span of. I mean, I had a look at it yesterday, and I think it was like middle of February or something is when it bottomed out. So we're only talking like a month and a half. So 6-7 weeks from obviously bottoming and a 10x, and then what's it done, like 70% back down again. Pretty insane, like pretty insane. But
again, if you're actually chart this out, you had the best part of, let's just say from the bottom there to around here, you had a year and a half of accumulation in a range, and then we've broken out, retested, and this is what you want an altcoin chart to look like. And I'm sure we talked about it last week, and you can see it's dipped 50% into the area and took off. And even here you had this opportunity here where you would have retested this entire range, and then you had this area here when once you've broken out and you've overside retested again as an entry to get in either spot or perps. So now the mission, I would say, on the weekly is probably need to regain above this kind of level here. And if we do, then it probably reaccumulates and gets ready for another leg. But I think that chart in general, albeit a vicious sell-off, isn't too bad. Personally.
Yeah.
I don't know how what your views are.
It just looks wild, doesn't it? It just looks wild on the chart because it's gone so fast. It's not been like a slow, pretty much that is like what altcoins did, obviously throughout November, then obviously topped out early December, and then have bled for the past 3-4 months. That thing has just basically just done it in the span of a couple of weeks. It's just because it's been so fast, it looks ugly.
Yeah, I've just switched back onto Bitcoin because we've got 90 seconds or so until New York opens.
Yes, I'll get my bell ready. What we got? We've got
Solana chart
is a piece of garbage. And yeah, good advice is to set limit orders for spot bags. So yeah, if you were missing the pump on something like that, then at least you got your limit orders for it to automatically sell for you.
Yeah.
It is a good, and and the reverse as well. You don't know when anything's just gonna absolutely just shit the bed and then instantly bounce back. So limit bids. I know obviously you're big on setting limit bids, aren't you, Wiz? A weekend away and you'd be bag holding the round trip exact. Well, you would have missed it. Yeah, exactly. If you didn't have limits alerts on or whatever, you may have missed the whole pump, and then you've potentially retraced 70%. 50%, whatever, of what maybe you would have took it out for.
Yeah.
So yeah, good lesson.
What are you thinking, Dave? New York open, up or down?
Dump it. TMG saying, can we get side-by-side charts? Could you potentially whack the S&P next to Bitcoin?
You're asking me to do something technical. Yeah. That's
do you want me to put it on for the open and then we'll switch back to you?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
I'm out.
Let's go whack it on because the open, I think it's open now. So let me just whack it. Really easy. Whack it there. There we go. So we are open. So let me just fix. Let me fix the Bitcoin one. There we go. So yeah, market open. Let's see what we get. We'll do. There you go. There's a second ring of the bell. Yeah, so we'll do obviously 5-10 minutes looking at the market open, and then we'll switch back to Justin. You say you're gonna cover Sol next, mate?
Yep, do Sol. So I'm just literally looking through the chat. So we've done XRP, we've done Bitcoin, we've done ETH. No idea what hot is. So we've done auction just a second ago. We'll do Sol next, and then some of the other ones. So.
Yes, smashing. We've got Spud in the chat. Big up, Spud. Welcome to the stream, mate. Do make sure you all smash a big thumbs up on the video as well. Well, stream. And yeah, if you're not subscribed, do subscribe because we're slowly creeping towards 2,000 subscribers. Short on MNT. Is that Mantle? I don't know. I don't know what MNT is. Is it Mantle? I have no idea, but Spud is short on it. So maybe we'll have a look at that next as well. But yeah, we are
going up.
What are we getting? We're going up on Bitcoin. The S&P doesn't look like it's done much so far, but yeah, we're going up on Bitcoin. Potentially, we're going to carry up on Bitcoin. Are we going to carry on upwards? Are we going to do it?
I'm trying to work out if we do, where we go to.
Let's go and have a look at the 1 minute chart. That looks exciting. Have we got Stonksy loading on? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we are pumping straight away. Now it's interesting, isn't it? Because obviously we've had a Sunday pump, we've had MicroStrategy buy, and now we're pumping on US Open. So maybe all the typical reversal factors are now being removed from the market, and the market is doing the opposite of what typically may happen. Who knows?
So what I would say is if you go on the 4 hour, that last dip down that we had,
yeah,
we've just tested the 200 moving average again, I think. The base of it. So that's that. So I am looking. I would keep my eye on if we go up. Hold on. 88,185 and 88,315, that kind of area.
Yeah. It looks angry, doesn't it? Bitcoin. It looks angry and it's ready to maybe just keep blowing through shorts. Yeah, we'll see what we get. I mean, it's come out the traps very fast. Obviously, we've had the retracement since about 3 hours now, and then obviously reversed most of that in 3 1 minute candles. So very, very fast moving on US Open, which is good because a lot of the time last week, the US Open was pretty much a nothing event. We didn't really get much volatility around US Open.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and off my top of my head, there wasn't anything like this anyway. It was more calm and
serene.
Mantle added to books of World WLF, World Liberty Finance. Okay, so I'm guessing that's had like a news type of pump, has it? Mantle. We'll look at that. We'll look at that next, after Sol. But I imagine it's probably up quite decently. Sol keeps climbing. It's up 8.4% now. What else is doing well today? Let's have a look. AVAX up a big 10%. So AVAX is on the list. It's the one that's up the most I've seen so far. Oh, there it is, MNT. I've actually got it on the thing. So did it get a big pump? Oh, maybe was this it, maybe? I don't know. Doesn't look like it's had any sort of newsy pump, does it? Unless this was it. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing this was it then. It happened early this morning, yeah. That's obviously from like 79 cents all the way up to mid-80s. So I had about a 10% pump. Obviously, some of it looks like maybe it came into yesterday's daily candle. So Bitcoin now retracing that US Open pump back to around about where it began the session. What else is through the list looking juicy? Anything else? Got ZRO. That thing carried on, didn't it? Late into last week. It's had a little bit of a pullback so far, but in terms of a run, huge strength. Obviously from the lows, a 2x. Oh well, over 2x actually. Nearly about a 2.5x from obviously the tick low. So huge strength on ZRO. Routine pullback. Is it maybe going to go for it another leg now? What have we got? We've got Aero climbing a bit. Yeah, not much. I tell you what, we'll go through something as well, mate. We'll add it to the list. I've been looking at Zig on the high time frame. Zig's actually looking quite nice, to be fair, risk reward wise. So I'm considering maybe taking a position out on Zig for like a long term play. If the markets are going to go bullish, I think it looks like one of the ones that might have a real good spring on it to the upside. So we'll take a look at Zig as well. That'll be a good one. But yeah, do make sure you all drop a like on the video, subscribe, and obviously if you're looking to get
Shall
Stonksy,
I reshare my screen?
yeah, you can go back on now,
it's
mate.
all gone a bit, doesn't look like it's doing anything remotely exciting just yet, does it?
No, we've obviously gone up. Yeah, big, nice, juicy pump up, and then retraced it. So nothing too much. But yeah, you're back on now, mate.
Back on.
Back on.
So let's run through. So Solana, pretty straightforward. Nice retest here. I'd imagine probably going to go to somewhere around here. So what's that? 159, 169 kind of area, and then probably again retest down there.
Yeah,
but that doesn't look too bad. It's, again, done exactly as expected. That looks all right. What else we got? So Sol we've done. The TRX. Let's have a look at Tron. You want to go through all the ones in the chat, yeah?
Megatron. We'll go through some of them. Some of them might not be exactly exciting or anything, so we'll go through some of them. We don't need to go through all of them, but yeah, we'll pick out the good ones.
So again, Tron is kind of just retested that volume area. So it looks like this has formed a decent-ish base so far. Really depends where you've longed from. Again, where we come back down there, I don't know if we do. This is another one that you could see just one more dip down and then it could just explode again, because you've had that run up, again, run early, and it's just been distributing ever since, basically. That looks right. I would say if we close below 20 cents on the daily, weekly, then probably not ideal. Go on then, Dave, what's next?
We'll go for, well, should we do my one? Should we do Zig, the one I was looking at yesterday? Zig. Yeah, I think it looks pretty decent, high time frame wise.
Any particular exchange?
Any you want, mate. Any you want. It should, Mexi should have plenty of data. But yeah, it's been holding quite well. It's avoided a breakdown anyway, so I kind of like the look of it. I mean, obviously, if it breaks down, then it's it's gonna get quite the beating. But I think given that it's held, obviously dating back to, I think it was around this time last year, to the left from obviously where it started to build that base. Yeah. So it's held quite well, obviously throughout the past year.
Is it utility, Dave?
Yeah, Zig chain it is. Yeah, Zig chain utility. They have their own debit card as well and stuff, but I mean, it's a fairly low market cap as well. I think I had a look yesterday. I think it's 120, 130 mil market cap. So, the potential on it maybe is, you could see maybe a decent run on it. But just looking at the chart, I think it looks all right.
Well, the thing is, again, it's a good example. Whatever happened before, but really nice tight accumulation period, breakout, liquidation, and then it's just been running up ever since. My one concern would be, obviously, you've had broke this level from back here, which is support, retested, new high, retested, new high, but now we've actually closed a low. So that'd be my one concern from putting out a new low, but if it does drop, then I'd say somewhere like there would need to hold. Again, the obvious area would be here, but I find these areas where price has been left open to be really good reaction areas to hold. And price has already been in the other areas, so that's where I would be looking. But since we made that high, obviously made new lows, you might see a liquidation before we give, or more than likely it's probably going to be reaccumulate, liquidate, and then get into management. So similar to this kind of move here. Yeah, I'd say. But apart from that, again, as a trade goes, long in from anywhere in this box, you would go, right, if you close the weekly below these points here, you would just close it, and then your stop loss would just be outside the liquidation points. Unless you wanted to get into the scalping mode or lower time frame charting. But what's the market cap of this?
I think it's like 120, 130, something like that, off the top of my head.
126.
126.
It's just trading these on lower time frame because you've seen a spate of every week at the moment, the lower caps, you're seeing delisting after delisting after delisting.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is get in position on something like this, be in the red, and then it gets delisted. You're just basically forced out of your position.
I don't know what. Let's check. See if it's getting decent volume on where it is. Let's see.
So trading volume. No, the volume's nothing.
Yeah, not great. But yeah, I mean, I haven't took a position in it yet. I was just looking at it yesterday because I've been meaning to try the card out for ages, and I just haven't tried the card out. I've not got round to it.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it, so yeah, I'm not in a position yet. I'm unsure whether I'll take one, but it's maybe an interesting one to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
So I don't know what does everyone else want us to look at. We've got Spud saying he's around somewhere around $1,000 in profit on his Mansell short, so that is very nice. Nice little start to a week, isn't it? On a Monday.
On MNT is that?
MNT, yeah. It got added to the World Liberty Finance books. So that's had a bit of a push from that.
That looks alright, actually. There's a chart. Nice base to be held here. Is he long or short? I'm on the right thing, actually.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah, he shorted the news pump, I think. So I'm not sure where from.
There you go. I assume that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, so that'll be it. That'll be the candle from them adding it, and then I'm guessing he must have got a decent entry. Spud on. Did you get maybe on that wick upwards maybe, or maybe at the top of the past couple of hourly candles? Either way, very nice short. I mean, it's interesting with these, isn't it? Because typically news pumps end up fully retracing, or for the most part fully retrace. What has Orca done since? Has Orca?
Is this one we was discussing the other day?
Yes. So Orca has. Wait. What am I looking at here? Where did it go up from? Oh, that's Bitcoin. That's why I was thinking that looks a bit weird. So Orca has got a little bit further to go in terms of news. It looks like it's done about 50% retracements so far from that. But one that didn't actually retrace its news was Ton. So obviously, when Ton got that pump off the back of the founder being released from France, that one has actually still stayed up, not really retraced any of it. In fact, it actually went higher. But that is obviously deep within daily supply at the moment, so I don't know whether it's going to try and chug through that. I'm keeping an eye on Ton. Maybe it might be one of the better ones to play for an upside. If we obviously get a Bitcoin reclaim of the range or something, if we flip that sort of daily supply zone, it might be one of the better ones to play on the alt side.
Yeah, I mean, to me, do you remember we looked at this last week?
Yeah, we did.
So this is the area to go into.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a nice rejection from there, so I'd imagine you get like this little diagonal that goes here, possibly liquidates into this kind of level here, and then you'll get your retrace. Yeah,
I mean, Ton's one I'm actively watching. I would love, maybe. A push back down towards them lows, or like we covered, it was like just below $2, wasn't it? I can't see that level you've got outlined there, but because of the camera, but I think it was just about $2 below, wouldn't it? But obviously, again,
so you've got
Bitcoin to kind of catalyze that.
I would say anywhere between here and here is probably going to get a reaction, like positive reaction. But it looks all right to me. I don't think it's going to come. Obviously, down here would be delightful, but I don't know if it's going to get there now.
Yeah.
So this obviously it's clearly we're now, like you say, deeply into supply. So I do expect it will roll over at some point, and then kind of bounce out.
But it's one I'm watching. I mean, I think, obviously with maybe a potential next leg up in the market, or, whatever you want to call it, parabolic rally and stuff like that. I think it's one where we could see, quite a lot of upside on it. I do like it as a play. It's just whether we can get another entry on it if it rolls over. I would like to get into a high time frame position on it, I think. If offered, if it offers it.
If it offers it, you'll be there. You'll be all over.
I'll be there. I think, I like it. I think it's got. I mean, obviously, it's got out of everything, it's got the best access to people, hasn't it?
Yeah, the distribution's great. I'd say so. I was just noticing Wiz said about Tron, TRX, and ETH. So maybe somewhere in this area. But anyway, that's that. What else we got, Dave? What's next?
Save with Crypto would like you to cover ZRO.
ZRO.
Good old ZRO.
So I'm a big fan of ZRO. I have a decent bag of ZRO. Very weekly, easy. It's, to me, as long as we hold, again, the purple box, which you can see quite clearly on the weekly where we need to be. So that's pretty straightforward. So then really I'd say the next kind of level to break above, you obviously got this resistance here. So I would be looking to gain like this kind of level. So what's that? That is $3.80-ish. I think we're got a bit of filling in to do here, but once this breaks above this level, I think it will rocket through here. personally. I
Yeah.
don't think it'll slow down. I think it'll go through there quite quickly.
Yeah. Well, the thing with it is, it's one of the coins on it which has got huge backers. You know, very exceptionally well backed, but well, in my opinion, anyway, you've not really seen a proper push on it in terms of marketing or anything like that. You know, for it to be like Sui got. You know, obviously Sui, had a lot of money, I think, put behind it for marketing, and obviously had that amazing run up, which was obviously fueled by some
But as
decent money.
well, I think Layer Zero in general is a good project. Not just the backers, but actually what it's going to do in the crypto space.
Yeah, there was something I seen. They announced something the other day. I seen it on Twitter, and I thought, yeah, that's actually really good. That I'll go and find it in the background now. What they announced, I thought, yeah, because obviously I remember being told about it.
Yeah. Well, we know there's some very important people that are behind it all. So I would say it's a decent project. And once it gets going, it's a pretty okay looking chart, to be fair.
Yeah, that was it. They were doing something for Pump Funds decks. So they were allowing trading of Apts, Plume, and Say on Solana via Pump Funds decks, whatever that's called, powered by Layer Zero. So not exactly sure on the intricacies of it and how it did it, but yeah, obviously interested in it's getting its name and capabilities in obviously the biggest driver of really the past year in it.
Yeah.
Just Pump Fun,
this one, so this is linked to Layer Zero as well, Zebra.
Right, okay. That's incredibly interesting. I didn't know that.
So again, this is, I would say, if you're in Layer Zero, keep an eye on this.
Okay.
So,
Zebra.
from a technical standpoint, this is where liquidity sits. You obviously got a nice accumulation range building here.
Yeah.
So, would I long it from here? Personally, no. Would I buy spot here? Yeah. I think it's probably a decent risk reward, but you'd want to see this now if it's going to break out with volume. Reaccumulate, and then go again. But this trading these on perps, like we went through loads of these last week, it's just, I don't see much upside other than just gambling at this point. You don't know the bottom's in at all. So I'd say be careful with perps.
They can go on for quite a while as well, can't they? Them accumulation ranges, So it's been going on for 2 months or so since when it looked like it was bottoming out. So, there's nothing to say it can't have another couple of weeks, couple of months, whatever. But I mean, naturally, you would imagine once ZRO starts to get some momentum, that will follow it.
Yeah.
So interesting one to keep an eye on for sure, yeah, for anyone interested in ZRO. I wasn't aware that was tied to it or affiliated with it in any point. So, yeah, nice and interesting. I'm going to add that to my watch list, I think.
Add that to your list.
I certainly will.
What else have we got moving? What's on the negative? So, Mavia, this was a prime example of very, very much like that other
auction.
Yeah, where it's done 600%, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then it's just distributing back down again. But this one, you could say this is accumulation here all the way down. But again, unless you was extremely either in the know or extremely lucky, the likelihood of getting in on this pump here like that.
Yeah.
The good thing is, what I will say is, whilst the market depending on what your view is troublesome, especially alts, and it's been painful. The fact that we're starting to see a few altcoins do this is, I would say, relatively positive. But obviously, the cakes and stuff like that have done it all. I'm not even going to speak about burger because that upsets me greatly. What else
I've just been looking through CoinMarketCap, obviously looking at performers and stuff, and seems like memes are getting quite a bit of relief now, obviously piggybacking on the wider market push up that we've had over the past week or so.
Yeah.
But you've got something like SPX 6,900 up 70% over the past week, 24% over the past 24 hours. That thing, I think, has gone snap back very well. I think Bonk is up really well as well for anyone holding Bonk. 32% over the past 7 days, 10.5% over the past day. So memes looking like they're getting relief, which is no surprise. They're just the more volatile assets, aren't they?
The thing is, this is nothing more at the moment for me than a relief bounce. This is not a breakout, and it will trap people and crush people again. Yeah. You were saying about AVAX. Again, it's pretty decent to see. For me, you're going to need change of character, so you're going to need to close over this area here to kind of validate that this is actually breaking out. But doesn't look too bad. It hasn't got that far to go. The thing is, so many projects now are so cheap, it doesn't actually cost the market makers, investors and stuff to actually pump these things anyway. So that looks, I'd say AVAX looks all right. Personally, that could be one to keep an eye on. What else we got? Render.
Yeah, Render's up quite well, isn't it?
Yeah, again, it's just, they all look similar, very similar, and it's people are going to FOMO into some of these positions, but it's much safer to actually properly break out. So the structure is, because at the moment, whilst we've got this pump, you're still making lower lows and lower highs. So until we break here and then retest it, it's not bullish. And yes, you could gamble here, but this could quite easily get to here and make another lower low, and so on. So just don't get sucked into the traps. Not necessarily traps, but it's not bullish. There is nothing there that says, yes, lower time frame might look, market structure looks bullish, but on the higher time frame, that's not bullish yet. Great candle, but it's not bullish.
I think it's just shifting your mindset in it from the mindset of spot holding to trading, and that's definitely something I've been guilty of over the past year for sure. Is just adopting a trader's mindset alongside a spot holder's mindset, because obviously spot, you hold spot, you want it to go up, don't you? You don't want it to go down. Whereas you look at it from a trader's perspective, it doesn't matter which way it goes, because you can trade it up and down.
Agnostic about the whole thing.
So it's
so
just
again, there's some nice candles, but again, like on this is on WorldCoin. You want this to change character above here and then retest support like this. And again, you can see it's a very clear, even though we had support here and lost it, you can see here. And then the fact that we consolidated underneath, all of them kind of areas show that this is a key area here. So
I mean, something like that, obviously, you mentioned about AVAX then, it could easily drop to drop lower, but something like WorldCoin and, you know, obviously anything like that, you need to be really careful of them because, you know, even if AVAX drops lower, it's got price to the left. Something like WorldCoin, there is no price to the left. Obviously, once it reclaims that level, you know, you've got your invalidation, you've got, you know, a bit more security. There's nothing to save WorldCoin if it drops lower. You know, you look to the left on AVAX or anything like that. There's things where you can outline to go, okay, well, you know, maybe it bounced here, whatever. When price doesn't have anything beneath it, then it's really dangerous to, you know, to where it could potentially go, no matter what it is.
Especially if you're looking at spot positions, then look, you can be a bit more. You can take a gamble.
Yeah,
a calculated gamble, but just go, well, okay, we're not at support. Don't allocate, if you're going, right, I'm going to allocate $1,000 to this project, or $100 or $100,000, whatever your kind of allocation is to that.
Yeah.
Do a third of the position, do a half a position. Don't do everything right now, because at least you've got some, you can average your position at that point in time.
Yeah. Oh, there's 88k on Bitcoin.
Yeah. So it's not
pushing
got to my
hard.
level yet. Yeah.
Pushing hard. So the S&Ps continue to push up as well throughout opening.
Yeah, I think the S&P, we need to fill in this gap. This has to be done. So we will pull back at some point. But it looks all right at the moment. That's how I would say, I'm sure, the SPX chart rather than the futures chart, there are some gaps in price that we're approaching. I'm sure there's one more higher up or lower down. Now we filled this one now. Or we're filling that one now.
Yeah.
So we're in there. So once they're filled, we'll probably come back down and retest here, and then if that holds, and we kind of, I would imagine we start pushing back up again. So not super bullish yet, but it's looking better.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it seems like momentum is shifting in it, and Bitcoin is really. Bitcoin looks like it's just going to give one big FU candle soon.
Yeah, well, we closed the daily fair value gap now, so that's done.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we're getting to my area where I said we might reject from. So I have an alert on it, Dave, and if it rejects, then it rejects. Are you still in yours? My long position is looking fantastic.
Yes, I have about $300 until my stop loss is hit. So, so I'm still alive. I'm just gonna let. I mean, it's not a huge amount anyway. It was only meant to be a scalp, so
yeah.
If it takes me out, it takes me out. On to the next one. If I stay alive in it, then I'll stay alive. Maybe I should have reduced the risk on it a little bit when we came down, but
live to fight another day.
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't.
This, I don't know if we mentioned this one last week. I think Cetus looks great.
No, I don't think I've ever.
So Cetus is linked to Sui, I think it is.
Right. Okay.
So again, really nice accumulation, expansion. Now we're retesting the breakout points. Nice reaction. So this could be, I would consider this as a, because even here it's like a laddering up. Probably, if this continues going somewhere in this kind of area here as a long, or to buy it spot is a pretty decent risk to reward to have, and it's new. So
Yeah, I think it's interesting, isn't it, to look at these ones that are linked to other ones. Obviously, Sui's tailed off a bit, but in terms of strength, it had a huge, monstrous run. So if/when it gets another run like that, looking at these ones that are tied to each other, like that one that was tied to ZRO, Zebrew, and
well, you've got things like, what's the one that's linked to AVAX?
Is it what, Trader Joe?
Yes, Joe.
Yeah.
There you go. Again, not worse. So the thing is now, I think a lot of these altcoins, it's pretty clear most of them have had this kind of pattern. So it's now whether we make a new high and actually break out like that. What else did you say? Some of the memes have gone all right there.
Yeah, so I think, SPX is one of the bigger ones that I can see.
Is that a meme?
Yeah, SPX USDT, if you type it in. Yeah, that's the biggest one that's on my list anyway. 22% up today. And I think it's it must be over 100% up, I think, from the bottom now. So it's one of the stronger ones. And it's one of the ones that I think...
Is this SPX 6900? Is that right?
That's it, yeah, that's it.
A weird thing.
Yeah, it's got... Well, it did have a huge push. But, yeah, in terms of, like, overall strength and stuff like that, I think, whenever actual relative strength returns to memes, it's probably the one that does the best, I think, or definitely in there that does the best.
A lot of them, I mean...
But a lot of them are like, 90+% down. That is as well, I think. That will have definitely been, actually. That will have been 90+% down.
But the thing is, all of these charts... Well, the good thing is they've all hit my areas where people call me nuts for making suggestions that they might go down to the extent they did.
Yeah.
But they have. I mean, some of them are. But even then, look at that. Not book of meme, bag of shite, it should be called. But again, people, there's going to be FOMO into these pumps.
Yeah.
If you've bought this down here, or you've perps traded this down here, you're not good, you're lucky, because there is no way there's anything technical here where you'd go, yes, I'm going to long that.
Yeah.
I'd say it's just pure madness. So, Brett, here we go. Right, Bitcoin's just hit point of interest. Okay, let's have a look on the 1 minute. Let's see how we go.
What are we going to do from here?
It's up my zone.
Are we going to tail off?
Let's move some alerts about. Hold on.
Or are we going to carry on pumping up?
Let's look on the high time frame again, just to validate my point of interest.
We'll see what it does from here. What is so the S&P tailed off a little bit, but has pushed back up in the last couple of minutely candles. Bitcoin is carrying on.
Chugging.
It's chugging. It is chugging its way.
So now, if it's going to short, we would want to come below here retest, and down. Let's see what happens.
Question is it going to do it? And is it going to take me out before it does it?
Where's your stop loss? You don't need to tell me.
No, I share 88441.
I think you'll be all right.
Maybe I'll live another day. Maybe I'll survive. I should have really...
So getting back to these ones, so Brett, I would say, I still personally wouldn't be touching many memes because I don't think we're there. I think the money's going to cycle into utility, personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if we get above here, then so we will reject from here. That's where we will reject from. Best case, worst case. And then, yeah, be looking for an entry. Maybe even, yeah, somewhere in now, reject, and then come back here. I'm still pushing on Bitcoin.
It is. It's still pushing up.
It looks strong.
What
it's nice to see a bit of strength, and obviously not for your short, but it's nice to see a bit of strength.
Yeah, it's all right. It is only a scalp anyway, so I'm perfectly fine with being taken out if it takes me out.
What did you think of the Trump tweet the other day with regarding his token?
It's just, I mean, I'm not surprised he's done it because I imagine someone's maybe been in his ear and gone, "This looks horrendous." So it must be some people in his ear going, looking at the chart, it really looks like a rug pull, or it just looks horrendous.
But
so I'm not surprised he said so, but I don't know if I'm right on it or not, if it's the first time he's mentioned it since or not, but it didn't really give much of a push, did I? Think it gave about a 13% push.
What I would say, if this continues in here for a little while, I would actually be interested in getting into this because nice little accumulation zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then if you could have your change of character above there and then reset wherever this ladder's up to, or to retest above there would be all right. Well, at the moment we're at the top of my zone and heading towards your stop loss, Dave. But
yeah, I'm alive by no more than $100. It's definitely going to take me out 100%. I would be shocked if I survived this now. I would be shocked. But yeah, I mean, in terms of overall market strength, it's nice to see it strong because it's obviously been a while since we've seen Bitcoin so persistent like this.
Yeah.
So it's never a bad thing because it will bring new opportunities, either to the upside or obviously if we end up tailing off to the downside. But yeah, it looks like everything's come out the traps very strong this week, hasn't it?
Yes.
SPX is continuing to push up again. That's looking like it's maybe going to go to a new daily high. So yeah, everything's having a good old strong week. But yeah, back to Trump. So obviously you're talking about Trump. Yeah, I mean, you would imagine at some point he is going to come out and he's going to do something with it, isn't he? You would imagine. I mean, what that is, obviously, is just pure speculation. And, you could theorize probably 10, 20 different things that he might do with it to give it some purpose. I think one thing he probably will do with it is something that he did with his NFTs, where he said, like, I think it was if you own one of every NFT, you get to go to like a meal with him or something, and you get to have dinner with him. I imagine something, some sort of personal experience.
Does he pay?
I think it.
You get to go with him, but you've got to pay.
Yeah. Well, it was at his house in Florida. Whatever, Mar-a-Lago or something like that. Yeah. So that's what he did with his NFTs. I don't really know what else he did with his NFTs, to be honest. I think. Oh, I know. I remember. He put like his suit. He gave some people his suit, part of his suit as well. Do you remember that mugshot that he got?
Yeah.
That the famous mugshot. Yeah. He like cut up the suit and then gave it to people as well who collected whatever NFTs. I imagine there'll be something like that in there, but obviously, in terms of actual utility, that does nothing for it on chain or anything. So, and there we go. I have just been taken out by Bitcoin. So, yeah, that is me dead in the water on that short. But yeah, I don't know exactly what he's going to do because obviously, that gives it no utility on chain. And I mean, what sort of percentage? How much would you have to spend to meet Trump?
Well, you just wouldn't be allowed to now. He's the sitting president, isn't he? So
yeah. So I don't know. I don't really know what he's going to do, but I do imagine they're going to do something. They will do something. I think. Oh, look at Bitcoin go! Bitcoin is sexy again.
Make Bitcoin sexy again. There you go.
Yeah, look at it go. It is just steamrolling through stops, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah.
Absolutely steamrolling.
Well, the good thing is, my long currently, we're getting close to 10R.
Oh, very, very nice.
So that's good. Just had an alert come up for Vanry, of all things.
Vanry? I haven't heard much about Vanry in a while.
Yeah. Well, it's not doing much, is what I will say. But
yeah, everything looks a bit similar, doesn't it? Really, everything's kind of had a little push, unless something's gone out on its own and got its own strength. Everything's kind of had that same similar pattern of just getting a push on the back of Bitcoin, pushing up.
Yeah.
Hype's an interesting one because obviously Hype looked like it may be in a bit of trouble and then seems to have got itself out of it a little bit.
Yeah, lovely. So what's going to happen is it's going to have to probably form some kind of range in there. I think to me, it just looks like a volume push. What does the volume look like?
Yeah, that's recovered very, very well. Obviously off its lows, it's up. What will it be? About just shy of 50% ish. Yeah, 44%. So not a bad rally at all. Obviously one of the better performing ones in terms of large caps.
Yes. The SPX is getting close to closing potentially one of the gaps. So that's good. Hype looks all right to me, but it's probably not just going to break out here. The thing is, it's going to need to accumulate in the box again, and then trying to look at maybe somewhere like off these highs along it. So what's that? $15. I don't know what the upside could be for Hype, to be honest with you. I don't know enough about it. I know apart from it's a good chain has had lots of press.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what it does in terms of the actual chain, apart from obviously it's DEX. So I don't know. I don't know if that is just the main driving force of it is the DEX with obviously really good liquidity. I don't know about if it does anything like as an actual chain or not. I imagine it does. What's this? We're having trouble streaming on Twitter. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's been a solid push up on Bitcoin, hasn't it? From when did the move start? So Sunday morning. So yeah, yesterday morning. Solid push up.
Yeah. It's nice.
Very, very nice. Question is it going to continue and just absolutely blast through everything in one major FU move, or are we going to get a pullback on it?
That would be majestic, Dave.
Yeah. Imagine it just goes straight to your take profit, no pullbacks, nothing, just absolutely just blast through.
Thank you very much.
I can't remember the last time we've seen Bitcoin do a move like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time. It just absolutely blasted through every single level. But
I'd say it's just nice to see some volume in the market again. To be honest with you. So how are we looking on this side of things? So good thing is we're breaking above that weekly gain level on the weekly for the total market cap. So if we could gain this on the weekly, still probably need to consolidate a bit. In my opinion, I don't think this is going to be anyone that suddenly thinks, yes, all runs here, baby, max long everything. I wouldn't be that excited just yet.
Yeah.
What else, Dave?
There's still a little bit of a way to go. I don't know what else. Oh God, I haven't seen that ticker in a while. I haven't seen that ticker in ages. What is that ticker doing? TRB.
Let's have a look on the. Well, look on the 1 week. I've not looked at either. Yeah, it's still not. For those that don't know, this is possibly one of the greatest scams in the history of crypto.
I remember that move. That was absolutely insane.
Yeah. Good.
Where did it top out at? Where was the top?
$600.
Whoa! Yeah, that was crazy.
Just to give some context to the people that weren't involved in this at the time, I wonder if I can show this in a hourly candle, maybe. Here we go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go back quite a while there, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, that's.
This was like the end of the year, was it? 31st December, and it's done. Quite a move in a number of hours, and then immediately this is what's known as a fake out.
Yeah. It's crazy. That is. I mean, that makes auction.
In the market.
Yeah, that makes auction look like a test pump, doesn't it? Like, look at that. Unbelievable. Yeah, I remember that because, I mean, obviously, you get anything like that, the funding goes absolutely nutty on it because people are just obsessed with trying to short it back down and catch the top. But, what are we doing across the market now? Got SPX carrying on pushing up, carrying on grinding high. Got Bitcoin, maybe it's it's hit the plateau maybe.
There you go, Dave. Right on one of my boxes.
Yeah, have you called it? Yeah, oh yeah, right in there. See, I should have just kept moving. I should have just kept moving my stop loss higher, shouldn't I? I shouldn't have let it hit it.
For those that are listening that are new to trading, make a plan, trade the plan. If it hits your stop loss,
yeah,
fine.
that's it.
Do not ever move your stop loss.
No.
That is how
do not do it. Yeah, do not do it. It's not ever a good idea. Because you'll end up losing a lot more than you planned. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, I don't think there is. I don't think there's much more, is there? I don't think. I think we've gone through a lot of tickers, that's for sure. I'm just looking through my watch list now to see if there's anything else. We've been on nearly 2 hours now, so we are approaching the end of the stream.
Anything anyone wants to talk about before we go?
Yeah, if anyone's got anything they want to talk about, do speak now while you've got the chance. Speak now and bring it to us.
Some finance. Did you say Jasmine the other week, Dave, was an absolute shower of?
Yeah, Jasmine looking like it was in absolute trouble, but maybe I don't know whether it's reclaimed support now or not. I haven't looked at it.
Absolutely nowhere near.
No, oh no, yeah. I think, yeah. It's just in no man's land, isn't it? It's literally in no man's land. I mean, maybe. I mean, I imagine. Yeah, I mean, I think. Oh, my camera's zoomed in on me again. Oh,
I like it when it does that.
I'm just going to turn it.
I always put the request in.
You're the one you're controlling my camera, aren't you?
But again, for people that are trading, just go on the weekly charts and look where support and resistance is. It takes approximately 30 seconds. And it's just easy. And to your point, Dave, we are pretty much about as mid-range as you possibly can be. Yeah.
Insane. Very, 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 you know, it's just in no man's land. I think, Spud saying E-Gold. E-Gold is another one it looks like in real trouble on the chart. Like there is, until it reclaims that high time frame support, potentially. To the left, I don't think there's much.
See, I heard Dickie Bird tell me, I'm sure, that E-Gold was, there was something going on with the ticker of some description, the supply, and it was, they had to sell, there was some of it getting sold off, which obviously all that does is just drive the price down. Mm-hmm. But it also completes the market structure. Mm-hmm. But to me, again, do you long from there? Would you long from there, Dave? Because I wouldn't. Well,
it would be pure gambling, wouldn't it? You'd be gambling on that it reclaims that support.
Would you long from there, Dave?
I don't think I wouldn't touch it, regardless. But I mean, if you remove the ticker, I would long a reclaim of high time frame support as long as it held. Yeah. If you remove the ticker and then just say that's the chart, I would maybe take it as a potential high time frame play that it's going to obviously.
I'm going to zoom in because I just spotted something on the chart. Oh, look at that! Should have.
There you go. You should have left the runner.
Oops. I only just spotted that as I was doing it. Oh, there you go. And do you know when that was? I'm pretty sure when you was on with Saving Crypto, and we was talking about E-Gold at one point.
Yeah.
And I reckon that was about here. It was somewhere in end of January, February time, I swear I put something in the comments about it, and I set up this trade and Clipper didn't take it, but it would have been a banger. So, lesson learned. If you set up a trade,
very nice. It is interesting when you go back on charts like that and see that you'd obviously left something on there like that. That would have been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
But Spud confirmed it. He said, they had to pay for X money development. And Bitcoin, it's selling off very nice. I knew I should have closed it when it went back above my entry. But there we go. Dr. Cucumber says, how is the bot going? So SMFC is going to be coming on the stream tomorrow to answer any bot questions and tell you all a little bit about what's going to be the next iteration of the bot. So do make sure you join in for that, and you can ask him any questions and be on stream to answer them and tell you obviously about what's been going on with the bot currently, and then obviously what's going to be happening with the bot in this next iteration that we are going to be bringing out, I think maybe today or maybe tomorrow. So do tune in tomorrow, everyone. Make sure you come back. It should be a good one.
Lovely.
So we'll leave it on Bitcoin at 88,100-ish.
Yeah.
And big thank you, mate. Thank you very much for joining again. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, mate. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And
I'll see you during the week.
You what, mate?
I shall speak to you during the week.
Oh, we certainly will.
Obviously be in here supporting you on a daily basis.
Yes, we'll definitely speak. Oh, yeah. You're too kind. What a legend. Do make sure you all drop Justin some love in the chat. And obviously, for those of you that are in CSE or Stonksy, you will see him in there talking. So, do make sure you say, Justin, what a legend. Thank you very much. But thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries. I'll catch you all through the week.
Catch you all through the week, and we'll look forward to next Monday as well. For us, cheers, mate. Thanks very much. See you later. And that's it for me as well. Let's see if it's still zoomed in on me. But big thank you to everyone who's joined today. Before you go, do make sure you drop a big like on the stream. Subscribe if you're new. And obviously, if you're looking to trade anything today or throughout this week, do make sure you click the link in the description, sign up to BLOFIN, and you can still get Stonksy for 20% off your first month. So if you want to come and try us, obviously you get full indicator access, you get access to the Discord server, and you get whitelisted for the trading bot, which, like I mentioned, there's something very exciting coming for users, a new iteration of the bot, which will be explained fully on stream for everyone anyway watching tomorrow. But you can get all that with 20% off your first month. So if you want to come and try us for a month, obviously there is no contract or anything. It's just on a monthly rolling plan. You can get that with bot20. I'll put it in the chat now. Click the second link in the description to take you over to the Stonksy page. And just put that code in at checkout and you'll be signed up for the bot. Thank you very much for joining the stream. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace out.